Distance wedges. There are 3 swing lengths: full, 3/4, and half. Full is basically a full swing. On the left here, there is a 3/4 length swing. A half swing is pretty much left arm parallel to the ground, or what we'd call the 9 o'clock position. On this particular shot, I went a little past it. But the key is a half shot or a half cut shot should go approximately 55% of your full draw sand wedge. As you can see, I'm a little past left arm parallel to the ground, but I did hit this ball exactly the correct distance. So 3 swing lengths, and then we have a cut shot and a draw shot with each one. We don't hit the half cut. We don't really hit a half draw because the ball is going to be a little bit too low. So let's start off with the 3/4 shot as far as the distance wedge goes. Well, here's the half, but let's go to the 3/4, and we're going to show you both angles here. On the 3/4 and the half shot, we are going to choke down a little bit on the club. And one thing about the 3/4 shot is it is a knockdown shot. So notice how the ball is positioned behind middle. And then the finish is going to be to where you kind of have this abbreviated finish going through, okay? It really is a knockdown shot. The best wedge players, distance wedge players, trap the ball and hit the ball low. So this is a swing that's a little bit short of full. And you can see everything's pretty much the same as in the golf swing. When I come into the ball, the handle's going to be forward. My weight has shifted, and I'm definitely hitting down on it and going to take a pretty big divot here. Okay? So that's the 3/4 length shot. Now, if you watch it here from the down the line view, you're going to see that it's pretty much your golf swing. The club's going to come down, and I'm pretty much on plane here. See the club through my fist, tracking down, and you're going to see the club face rotate as it goes through, and you can see the ball flying there. And that's really what you want to do on a 3/4 draw swing. Now, one thing to notice, and a lot of good players do this, that even though they're hitting a draw with a sand wedge, the stance is still slightly open. You can certainly see that my shoulders are square here, but the feet are slightly open even though I'm hitting a draw. Now, looking at the difference between a setup versus a draw setup versus a fade setup, it's minor. Look at where my toes are right here, and look at this ball position. So watch what I end up doing here. I'm just gonna move my feet a little bit and put the ball a hair more forward to hit a cut shot. So there's the change in my stance right there, okay? So I've moved my feet maybe an inch back and the ball maybe a little more forward, okay? And what that does is that adds about a degree or a little more of a degree of loft to the club, which means I'm going to hit the ball about 4 yards shorter. So that little bit of a change where I did open my stance a little more slightly and move my feet and put the ball a little more forward, that is the slight change for when you are going to go into more of a cut shot with these shots. So here's down the line on a half cut shot, and as you can see, my toe line is pretty much on that yellow rod, which is slightly open to the orange. Okay? So that's where you're going to set up for a cut, and it might just be a little more square with the draw, but the key things are, you know, the ball is a little more forward on the half cut shot, creating a little more loft. Okay? So that's the 2 stances. Theoretically, you would set up square to hit the draw and then a little open to hit the cut. But really, you're just changing the face angle to take 4 yards off of it. Okay. Now, hitting a half shot, it's a more vertical swing plane. So notice how this club's going to work more up going back and more down, a little steeper coming down. That's a little steep coming down. But the half cut is a little bit more of a vertical swing plane. Okay? So that's one thing that's a little different about hitting a half cut. And if we look at that half cut from face on, you can see that to my toe line, the ball is pretty much middle of my stance. To the target, it's a little bit forward. But you're just going to see that I'm going to take it approximately left arm parallel to the ground. I go a little past it, and then let that club release and swing through. Finish with my left arm about parallel to the ground on the other side. The half cut is a shot that requires not only controlling the length of your swing, but the tempo of your swing. So once you learn how to hit the distance, it comes down to how well you can repeat your tempo of your swing. And so that's basically the shots. You've got 3/4, full, and half shots, and that's really it. You know, go work and hit some distance shots, and you should end up with these 5 shots: a half cut, a 3/4 cut, a 3/4 draw, a full cut, and a full draw. And that, if you would like to see my numbers on that, I'll be glad to give them to you. So here's my numbers with a 55-degree sand wedge. The half cut goes 55 yards, 3/4 cut 86, 3/4 draw 90, full cut 96, full draw 100. The 2 templates you really want to work on the most are this 3/4 draw and this half cut. The full is pretty easy, or should be fairly easy, but the 2 you got to really work on is the half cut and the 3/4 draw. You get those, and the other 3 are not hard to get. I hope this helps you with your wedge game and your distance wedges. And for more information, please visit LarryRinker.com.